rise. Gentlemen, remove your hats. Members of the military and veterans salute. And everyone, place your hand on your heart as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem, performed tonight by Brendan Cook.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' bright glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
From the CQ Arena in Towson, Maryland, MASL Soccer is on the air. Tonight it's the Eastern Conference Final. One game, winner take all, as the Milwaukee Wave take on the Baltimore Blast. Gary Stein along with Paul Mittermeier. Andrew Primrose is downstairs. Welcome in to what promises to be a great night of arena soccer here. And Paul, you and I have been doing this a long time, and now for the 9th time in the last 17 years, it'll be the Blast in Milwaukee in the postseason again.
Yeah, easy to say one of the best rivalries ever in the game of indoor soccer between these two clubs. And the battles have been epic, and we expect nothing less here again tonight as these two teams square off for a chance to go to the MASL championship game somewhere out west in the next couple of weeks.
Either Monterey or San Diego, that'll get settled on Sunday night. A lot of storylines to get to here tonight between these two longtime rivals. The biggest drama, which is still being decided at game time tonight, was who will be in goal for both teams. With that story, let's go downstairs. That's where Andrew Primrose is standing by. Andrew?
Well, for teams that have been defined for so long by their goaltending and excellent defense, Milwaukee and Baltimore both having to deal with goaltender injuries. Of course, the Blast been without William Van Zella for several weeks now, months now, with him being out with a hamstring injury, tore the hamstring right off his bone. And Josh Lemos, right after the Blast fans saw him here in Baltimore playing against the Blast, he went out with an injury, has been out since that time. Both goaltenders missed their first-round series, and both goaltenders will start tonight. William Van Zella in goal for the Blast, Josh Lemos in goal for Milwaukee. So big storyline there. The other thing that's interesting, both teams have dressed their backup goalies. So Joey Capinos for the Blast and Rafael Diaz for Milwaukee, both dressed tonight, both warmed up actively. Both will be ready to go in the instance that either starting goaltender goes back out with injury. But the big story is, after so long, the both goaltenders being out, they will both start here tonight.
Well, that's the story for the Blast. William Van Zella, only 13 games this year, Paul. He got hurt in the Kansas City game, and then that was pretty much it for the season. Did not play in the playoffs against Syracuse, and now he's back in goal tonight. And again, as Andrew said, teams have both goalkeepers dressed just in case.
No doubt. And interesting, and credit to William to get back as fast as he did. Also, as well to Josh to get back and get ready for this game. These two guys are intense competitors. And, William last week wanted to go in the Syracuse game too. Danny Kelly didn't feel like he was quite ready there, quite yet ready to go, and he held him out, and Joey Copino was able to get the win, but we'll see what William can do and what the dimension that William adds tonight. Obviously, Joey, great distribution, great ability to make saves, but William brings that aspect, just like Josh Lemos does, of being able to get involved in the play, make plays, find open guys, and get involved in that rotation defensively as well. Now, Joey doesn't do that as much. We'll see how much of a factor William can be in that aspect here tonight.
Lemos also brings the offensive weaponry to Milwaukee. He's got 3 goals and 10 assists this season. Want to talk about the playoff history between these two teams. I mean, these are perennial playoff contenders. Milwaukee has 22, I believe, 22 appearances, or I should say 27 appearances in the last 34 years. The Blast 22 in the last 26 years. They leave it all on the field against each other, and that kind of brings me to my point. It's a smaller field here tonight. Milwaukee has played on this field. They were beaten 9-6. The Blast are unbeaten on this small field this season.
Yeah, the Blast going for a perfect 13-0 this year. And, you look at that first game, Milwaukee lost 9-6. It was tough on them. The first 8-10 minutes of the game was them just trying to adjust to the size of the field. They know what it is now, so they'll be ready to go from Jump Street here tonight when they kick off.
A lot of first-team MASL All-Stars on this field here tonight. Max Ferdinand and Ian Bennett, second year in a row, both of them from Milwaukee, 2 of the top playmakers in the league. And of course for the Blast, perhaps the game's preeminent shot blocker in Pat Healy, second in the league in blocks. He was another first-teamer for the MASL. Play is underway. Blaster in red, Milwaukee in the road black. It'll be a kick in coming up for the Blast.
Joan Pereira still down, looks like he's going to be okay. That was a hard foul to start things here tonight, as Pereira won that ball out of his own end and got taken down right near the yellow line.
Starting lineups: Healy, Donatelli, Jeremy Raley, Juan Pereira, and Vinny Dantas for the Blast. William Vanzella in goal. And right off the bat, tested is Lemos, as the Blast have a chance inside the box.
A straight man-to-man, smart play by Healy to challenge Lemos there, make him see how healthy that he is. And Josh passed that first test right there.
Chad Vandergrift, Daniel Matos, Ferdinand, Bennett, Lemos, and Leite for Milwaukee, and a 3-line violation upcoming against the Wave.
Another one of those 6 inches off the ground, 3-line violations.
See him all the time.
Another thing that we should note in the injury discussion, not only affecting the goaltenders, but Andre Hain had a goal in the last game here against the Blast for Milwaukee. Out today, did not travel with Milwaukee, so a big loss for them as the big forward out.
Jeremy Raley on the ball for the Blast, just outside the arc.
For the Blast, John Orlando wearing the boot right now. He's not available. And then good to see Lucas Roque on the field before the game, kind of warming up with his teammates as he tries to get back from the ACL injury.
The Wave do not pressure the Blast and allow them to play with it in the back court, or I should say in the back zone. Donatelli now inside the corner. Dos Santos will keep that alive for the Blast. His first touch tonight. Vanzella on the year, 11-2 before he went out with the injury. Has not appeared since mid-January in a game.
And there you go. You see his distribution skills as he set up
And
this
right on
offensive
it.
opportunity.
Pereira into the back of the net. The Blast lead it 2 minutes into the game.
It was just a great play down the boards by Dos Santos as he was able to beat his defender down the boards and set things up. And a great feed out front and a nice touch, a nice initial touch by Pereira to kind of create some space for himself, avoid the sliding defender. And he blisters it off of the post to give the Blast the early lead.
When it comes back to, for me, William Vanzella being comfortable coming out of the yellow line, setting up Dos Santos for the run down the boards. Again, you see the ability, Paul, you talked about in the pregame, having William Vanzella and his ability and comfort level with playing the ball with his feet. And you see him right there with the second assist.
Pereira's first playoff goal this year, his 9th in the career.
We'll see what Milwaukee does here to answer. I think a fast start's important here tonight. Possession's going to be key for these teams, especially on the small field. And I think the team that can get out quick has, I think, a big advantage as far as these two teams go because they possess the ball so well.
Well, and that's exactly what Milwaukee's quotes after the game here in Baltimore was. They went down early 3-0, and Milwaukee talked about the difficulty in trying to come back on the small field and not settle into their pattern. they were definitely looking to get off to a fast start tonight, and the Blast denied them that.
Look at that scrum in the corner there between both teams. And now a foul called. Maybe it'll be on Ruggles.
Blast arguing there for the.
Bumping.
I don't think there was a foul call, Gary. I think the ball went out of play.
That wasn't Ruggles. That was Chino out there. Angel Curio.
I think the ball out of play off of Milwaukee, so this is going to be a restart for the Blast here.
Well, that was an opportunity there to see the replay thing come up as Mike Diesel was headbutted, or alleged he was headbutted by Chino, and the Blast bench calling for the video replay. It was not given, but that would be an opportunity as William Vanzella picks up his first save.
And let's watch William Vanzella tonight and see just how healed he is from that torn groin. Looked equal to the task on that one.
Well,
Keep it in.
He passes his first test, and then you saw a quick outlet. Blast want to get the ball upfield quickly, and even though he didn't connect with Dantas, you saw, because of the tough situation in the corner, the Blast able to win the possession.
And look at now, he's in midfield, setting up, spreading that
Here's
field.
a cross
So
field
again,
pass for Hoxie, his first touch tonight. Hoxie over to Peruzzi, who's been hot for the Blast in the playoffs. Peruzzi with 3 goals in the 2-game series against Syracuse. Donatelli trying to cut it. That one is defended by Ricardinho, but it's taken back by Dos Santos for the Blast.
Bad touch by Donatelli, but a good recovery by Dos Santos.
There's Rayleigh inside off the boards. Now the wind-up by Peruzzi and the save by Lemos. Here comes Milwaukee the other way. The Blast have to get back, and the Blast do a good job. Peruzzi in the midfield denies Ferdinand, and a whistle and a foul called.
It will be on Peruzzi.
Here's Ferdinand for Milwaukee. Puts one towards goal, and it scoots up over the bar. It'll be a goal kick for the Blast.
wholesale line changes for both teams.
William Vanzella for the Blast, back in goal tonight. Former championship series MVP, 2-time goalkeeper of the year, 3-time champion.
4-time Blast goaltender of the year, Paul Mittermeier goaltender of the year award winner.
And that's, you know, that's an important award in this this part of the country.
It was awarded last year.
Nice
guess my
move by
question-
Pereira. But he is
What
stopped
award
up.
are you making up for Vinny this year, Paul?
Not sure. I think I'm definitely putting Vinny at least in my honorable mention All MASL team, I think.
Play is fast and furious in the corners here. Chad Vandergriff along with Isaac Pereira for Milwaukee. Here's Marcio Leite. Well, he's had a tremendous career for the Wave, battled back from a couple of ACL injuries. He still has a lot left in the tank. Ferdinand, the former Blast player, was former Rookie of the Year for the Blast and an MISL champion. Led the league in assists this year. Curiel with a shot. That's blocked out by the Blast defense.
So William makes that first save with the hands, and then he gets the leg out to make that save as they test the groin, and he passes that test as well.
There's Ferdinand inside the box for Bennett, defended by Greenfield. Bennett keeps it alive in front of Healy. Milwaukee doing what they do, Paul, possessing the ball.
That's a nice job by Milwaukee after the goal. Kind of settle things down, win some possession time, get some good looks on goal.
Here's Bennett now with a little touch towards the goal. Blocked by Greenfield. Pereira in front of Leite. Mello with a touch. Good ball up ahead for Pereira, but it couldn't find its way through. Here's Santos for Milwaukee. That one is blocked by Mello.
Well, Santos made the defensive play the first quarter right there, because if he doesn't get a foot on that ball, it's Pereira one-on-one with Lemos there. And, man, what a nice defensive play.
What a pace to this game early on.
It's frantic down here. It's incredible energy. There's a loud crowd here. Both teams are flying around.
Well, I mean, the one-and-done aspect does add a lot to it, you know?
No doubt about it.
Well, and especially playing on this floor with one and done, knowing that 2 or 3 goals, what that could lead into.
Speaking of that, by the way, the decision to go one and done will be a topic at halftime tonight. The commissioner of the MASL, Josh Schaub, will join us. Paul and I will have a few questions for him about rules in the playoffs and expansion and just a whole host of issues that are upcoming. And when I say issues, I don't mean bad. I mean a whole lot of interesting things coming up for the league.
Well, you see early on, Milwaukee's doing a nice job. The Blast expected this, the double teaming the target man. And so far, Milwaukee's done a nice job with that double team of winning balls and taking possessions away from the Blast.
Vanzella reads that and sends it out over the boards. It'll be a top-of-the-box situation for Milwaukee with 9:03 left in the first.
The first mistake by the Blast here in their own end. And Coach Kelly talked about limiting those in the locker room before the game. So many weapons on this Milwaukee team that can finish off of these set pieces that you want to try and limit these as much as possible.
And
I
the
think that was
triumvirate's
an
out there right now.
enthusiasm effort from William. Or enthusiasm, a little too enthusiastic, little too much energy running out there.
Leite's shot is blocked by Donatelli. Blast collapse on him and taken away. Here's Hoxie for the Blast. Healy with a rough first touch there. And it'll get played to their goalkeeper, Lemos.
It was actually a nice job by Donatelli, as that would have been a three-line pass somehow.
Blast will pressure this to Santos now. And they force the turnover. Headed back, though, by the Milwaukee defense. Here's Donatelli. He's got some room in the corner. Towards the goal, blocked away, corner of the box. And the Blast maintain control with 8:20 left in the first, leading by 1.
Good battle by Donatelli after the shot was blocked. Or the cross, I should say, was blocked. He was able to battle for it and still won it.
Blast have beaten Milwaukee 2 out of 3 this year. That's why they have the home field in this game. Peruzzi and Lemos comes up big from Milwaukee.
That was a big-time save.
Off the boards in the box. Dantas couldn't get a touch on it. And now Ferdinand working hard and reversing it the other way. Bennett near side. One touch, and that one is just high.
Another, I'm going to say deflection.
It'll be a kick in for Milwaukee.
For the Blast. No, for the Blast.
And an official's timeout. We'll take 1-2 with 7:49 left in the first. It's the Blast 1 and the Wave nothing. You're watching the Eastern Conference Final right here on MASL TV.
Nothing feels better than when my Mega Bank treats me like a number.
Burned out by poor Mega Bank service? Life's better when you seek you. With a smile. With a friend. Any way you need. And wherever life takes you. So, do you seek you?
Stepping into the unknown, it can be difficult to find the way. But with the compassion and strength of a name and the security of the cross and shield, obstacles become openings. As we have for more than 75 years, we'll continue to light the way, using our knowledge to create new healthcare solutions, giving you the power to shine forward to whatever awaits tomorrow. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield. Live fearless.
Back at you here from the CQ Arena in Towson, Maryland, Eastern Conference Final. The Blast leading the Milwaukee Wave 1-0 on a Juwan Pereira goal at the 1:23 mark of the first.
Take a second here to say hi to the fans back in Milwaukee.
Yes,
That's
sir.
the watch party at, I know I'm going to butcher this,
Potawatomi.
Potawatomi Hotel and Casino, right? I put so much money into that place.
Dude, I
when we were up
remember-
there. Come on, man.
I remember it well.
Shout out to Tom and Art as well, who do such a great job up there calling the Wave games. Great support up there in Milwaukee.
Absolutely. Blast coached by Danny Kelly, assisted by David Bascom. Their 38-14 record in the playoffs. This is their 13th season, 12th together, 8 finals appearance, 5 championships. The Wave under Giuliano Oliviero, one of the great players in Wave history. He's been their coach now for 4 years. He's 9-8 in the playoffs. The last time Milwaukee went to the championship was when they beat the Blast. 16-7 was the final in that game. That was 5 years ago. They haven't been back to the final since. And they would like very much to do that here tonight. Lemos, corner of the box, makes the play for Milwaukee. Pass intended for Ferdinand, sent back the other way. Pereira tries to keep it alive.
Dangerous play that time. Blast pressuring, trying to get turnovers. They almost got one there.
Hoxie for Rayleigh, just wide. It hit the post.
Beat Lemos, but just missed off that far post. Inside of the post there.
How did that
Tough
not
break
go
for the
in?
Blast. Yeah, close.
Blast have definitely got the better of the play early on between these two teams. In the 9-6 win here against Milwaukee, the Blast never trailed. They led it from the outset. Milwaukee did come back. That one just high over the crossbar.
Not used to seeing Pat Healy take shots, huh?
This is a nice touch by Thomas. Healy leaves it up ahead. Greenfield just high.
Oh, Blast are buzzing.
Both teams are, man.
And Mello will send it back to Vanzella.
Good ball.
DeSantos, nice back heel flip for Dantas. That one blocked by Ferdinand and Vandergriff. Back to Mello.
You always want to try to get transition because it's so hard. Once defenses get settled in, it's so hard to find shooting angles where your shot doesn't get blocked.
You know, another part of a goalkeeper's game, and a
Oh.
shot that's in there! Mello has given the Blast a 2-0 lead.
I want to see the replay because it almost looked like Dantas kind of used the old hockey play where he ran in front of Lemos and created the screen, and Josh never saw it. And there it is. He runs in front. Lemos never sees it. Dantas in the way, and Mello goes top shelf to give the Blast a 2-0 lead.
John Mello, goal number 2 of the postseason, goal number 10 in his 24-game postseason career. Time of the goal, 8:52 of the first. Blast lead at 2-0. That goal is unassisted for the Blast.
And in case you're keeping count too, I'd probably have Mello in my honorable mention at least in the MASL.
He does it all. Leite with a drive, another block by Healy, who, by the way, has 20 blocks in his last 3 postseason games. Bennett trying to carry in on Rayleigh. Bennett double teamed. Peruzzi. He's doing it on both ends.
This is the first time we've seen Lemos bring the ball up to close to midfield.
Now, crucial time for the Wave here. You know, you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're chasing the game. Next goal is huge.
Grable up ahead for Chamali. Vanzella comes out and defends that. Peruzzi now double teamed in the corner, working hard. Flips it out. Ferdinand. Back to Santos in the midfield. I was going to make another point about Vanzella. You know, not only obviously shot blocking, but his distribution, the groin. When you distribute, especially you're throwing it downfield, it affects that groin area. It's going to be interesting to see the quality of the distributions from William tonight.
Here we go. Foul on Healy. Vega goes down. A great opportunity here for the Wave.
Big test for William Vanzella in this close here. And Milwaukee's going to take a timeout, knowing how crucial this is.
We'll keep it here with 4:55 left to go in the first. Pretty much all Blast in this one. Not only the 2 goals, guys, but the other opportunities. Lemos has had to make 2 big saves. They hit a crossbar twice. They hit the goal mouth, or the post once. They've just been peppering their goalkeeper.
Yeah, there's no question they've had the better of the play so far. But here we go. These set-piece opportunities are kind of the game inside the game. And they really are good chances for momentum shifters as well. Danny Kelly addressed that whole situation that just happened in the locker room before the game. Don't use your hands. Because, even if you just barely touch somebody and they embellish, that gives the referee the chance to make the call.
It leaves the hands up, the extended arms gives you that telltale behind. That's what they're going to see.
If you don't use your hands when you're playing defense, then they can't make that call.
Tonight's officials, the senior referee, Kia DePena. The referee is Fernando Pena, and the assistant referee is Bob Faraday. West Coast referees here tonight. East Coasters, including Rich Grady, will go out to Monterey for that game against the San Diego Sockers.
Interesting strategy here. The Blast go with two smaller guys, Pereira and Mello, on the wall, and their big defensive players spread out around. So I guess they don't expect a shot right there.
That was really easy for the Milwaukee Wave. Leite was on the ball, and the shot in the corner gives Milwaukee a one-goal, or I should say gives the Blast a one-goal lead. Matos with the goal for the Wave.
A great set piece here, and I don't know what William was doing. William was on the other side of the goal. Here's the replay. Oh, he was cheating up into the wall.
He was in the wall.
Yeah,
and
he was
Tony
cheating
was
up
over
into
there.
the wall,
Yeah.
and that's a nice job.
Matos gets the goal. That's his second in the playoffs. Leite with the assist. That's his seventh in the playoffs. Time of the goal, 10:06, and it's a 2-1 game. Nice ball, Dantas! One touch! What an answer from the Blast!
Well, that's what they do. That's what you have to guard against. That's what they do. And I'll tell you what, this whole thing that Melo and Dantas have going together, it's pretty special. Here it is, great pass here. And I believe that was actually Dos Santos that made that pass to Dantas for the finish.
And what a finish. 12 seconds after Milwaukee had cut it to 2-1, Dantas puts the Blast ahead 3-1. Vinny's fifth goal in his third playoff game, his 18th in 18 career playoff games. And for Dos Santos, that's his first point in the postseason this year.
Actually, it was. They give the assist to Melo. I thought it was Dos Santos that was Melo. My bad.
It does go to Melo, so Melo now with the goal and an assist. William with the save. Hoxie on the near side to Pereira. He's got the wheels. Through the box. Peruzzi just a step ahead.
A dangerous sign for Milwaukee tonight is that the Blast are finishing their chances. You know the Blast are always going to play good defense, but sometimes they struggle to finish. Not so far tonight.
Leite moved off by Pereira. Ferdinand working hard. Now he's doubled. Ball squirts out. Curiel has it, and the Wave maintained possession. .345 left to go in the first. 3-1 Blast.
This could be two. It's going to be two. I think Diesel's going to go here with the tackle. Blast are upset. They wanted the foul originally as Pereira got taken to the ground.
How could they not? I mean, he was pulled down from behind with an absolute tackle. I mean, Diesel clearly earned the foul there, but that was after he was pulled down.
That's 2 minutes on the Diesel. Time of the penalty, 11:26. Power play from Milwaukee. They are lethal on the power play. Here's another subplot. Milwaukee 3 for 3 in the postseason. The Blast are 3 for 3 on the penalty kill. They have two of the best power players in the league. Ian Bennett, Max Ferdinand. Bennett leads the league in power play goals with 12 in the regular season.
Now, the interesting thing here is Josh Lemos, usually a weapon, especially in the power play, as that extra attacker. He hasn't really done that so much tonight in terms of coming up and attacking. So it'll be interesting to see what he does.
This is a lethal power play, no question about it.
Ian Bennett has more power play goals this year than most players in the league have goals. That one headed out by Healy.
Nice job by Healy not only to clear it, but keep it in the field of play.
Well, I'm not sure how he didn't get it in the goal. How do you direct a ball like that?
That's a good touch there by Vanzella. Out to Melo.
See if Melo can waste some time down here. That's what you have to do. You have to to kill time on a power play in this arena. You have to win it into a corner and then keep it down there.
I'm still impressed by that distribution. He wheeled it out there.
I think Williams is a little amped up tonight. What do you think?
No doubt. He's been chomping at the bit. He wanted to play so bad against Syracuse. Look at that save. And a legal procedure against the Blast. Another opportunity for Milwaukee, top of the box on the power play.
Limo's still back on the yellow line. Interesting, he's not at least up at half field.
I don't think they need him, Andrew.
Well, he didn't in the first opportunity.
After that first set piece with the full complement of Blast players, I don't think they need him.
Leite on it. Ferdinand up top, nothing there. Leite with the left, that one is blocked by Donatelli. Vanzella jumps and makes the play.
We're going to have a timeout here for the Blast.
30 seconds on the power play.
Timeout, Blast. This is a key part of the game.
We'll keep it here with 2:01 left, 27 on the power play.
Most times you wouldn't use a timeout in the first quarter, but one and done scenario in a 2-goal game, trying to kill off a power play. Danny Kelly says, I'll take it.
Blast would like to thank Meter USA for providing today's match balls. Meter, founded in Huddersfield, England, is among the world's oldest sporting goods brands, starting production in 1817. Meter is a proud partner of Major Arena Soccer League, providing arena-specific match balls to both the MASL and MASL2. The winner of tonight's game will take on the winner of Monterey and San Diego. That game will be played on Sunday night in Monterey. The host of the championship game will be from the West. Both teams, San Diego and Monterey, with better overall season records than the Blast and Milwaukee, who both finished at 17-5.
Hey, when you guys talk to the commissioner, you might want to suggest afterwards that, so San Diego would win, would host the league championship game after not hosting the conference championship game. Might want to suggest that maybe the conference champion gets to host, so that the lower seeded team, kind of that reseeding concept. I don't know, it seems a little unfair that the Blast don't get the opportunity to host championship game, even without the better regular season record after hosting the Eastern Conference.
I don't understand what you mean by that.
Well, Andrew, San Diego had a better record than the Blast. Why would they
No,
get
but
it?
they play in the Western Conference. They don't have to play the Eastern Conference teams
So?
as much.
Little East Coast bias there.
That's just
I think the East Coast is better. The East.
There's a goal.
Leite up ahead to Ferdinand. Vanzella came out to challenge, and the Milwaukee Wave have scored.
Nice job. Good run by Leite. Blast late getting back, and then Ferdinand. Does he touch this? I believe that he does. It's either Healy or Ferdinand, and it's in the back of the net. And all of a sudden, Milwaukee right back in it again.
Time of the goal, 13-14 of the first. We'll give it to Ferdinand, unless they tell us not to. Max with his 5th playoff goal, 9th playoff point. Leite now with 2 assists in this game. Marcio Leite in 3 games has 8 playoff assists. And Milwaukee is amped up. And here's 2 minutes on the Wave. A hard tackle in midfield. I believe that's by Curiel as he brought Healy down.
Chino, that's his second hard foul that he's committed tonight, and he'll get sent off for the second one.
Replay. And this one got away a little bit from Pat. Actually, kind of a poor pass, and then he recovers, and yeah, there you go.
He got him. And the official right there. 2 minutes on Angel Curio for tripping.
The Blast power play has struggled lately.
Blast 0 for 1 on the power play in the postseason. They finished just over 50%, but you're right, they have struggled of late. Healy, Donatelli, Dantas, Mello, DeSantos for the Blast.
Just
Mello gives it
haven't
up.
been crisp.
Kick in Blast from midfield.
And it's not really, Gary, it's not really about scoring. Sometimes you score, sometimes you don't even with your good power play. Blast just have kind of not moved the ball very well in their power play.
Healy inside the midfield stripe. Last minute of play in the first. Back heel, Dantas. And Dantas
There's
is
the
2
card,
minutes.
yeah.
There it
2 more
is.
minutes.
Great job by the official there.
And Vinny's down, and he looks like he's hurt. Now will this be a penalty kick?
Well, I believe it happened inside the box. Let's see. And there's a Milwaukee player down as well, still down. Let's take a look.
Well, clearly, Lemos takes down Dantas in the box. Right there, he trips him up. Well, then again, he was outside the box when he made the trip, right?
But I'm not sure. Santos is the player down from
And
Milwaukee.
there it is.
Yeah, the penalty kick. Now, is this reviewable?
Yes,
this
it is reviewable.
This is reviewable, right?
It is.
I thought just a strict red card was reviewable.
No, there's 3 instances of reviewable. There's goal, no goal. There is major rules violation, and then the third one is direct red card.
Right.
So the major rules violation is interpretable, and so they have the ability to do that under the discretion of the officials. What's interesting though is the substitution that was made. Lemos is coming out.
Lemos is out and Diaz is in.
Diaz is in.
6 feet 240, Rafael Diaz. Now Santos is favoring that leg, that right leg when he comes out. He is being walked off slowly by the trainer.
That's an interesting strategy. I mean, he's much bigger goaltender, but I don't know if I want to stand this close to Vinny Dantas taking a shot,
Yeah, I don't know if I'll volunteer for that job.
especially coming off the bench cold.
Maybe he didn't volunteer.
Well, and you wonder the injury. Maybe that is an element to that. Is he better at taking penalty kicks?
Maybe, yeah, who knows?
Well, if he doesn't convert, it's a two-man advantage, right?
Yes. Now, does Lemos? If he wouldn't be released if this score's
No.
gold. He has to stay in. I don't know. I've seen a goalie serve a 2-minute before.
He's not in the box. He's on the bench.
Dantas with the goal on the PK. Time of the goal, 14:15 of the first.
That's the old vacate play. He just kicks the ball where the keeper vacates the position and knocks it home.
Diaz offered no resistance. So that penalty is finished.
Well,
That's
remember,
a
the
power
Blast
play goal.
was still on the power play.
One man advantage, correct. And Lemos is back in goal for Milwaukee.
And Ferdinand is serving that for the Blast. Or I'm sorry, for Milwaukee. Max Ferdinand's in the box for Lemos. So it was strictly an instance of Lemos going off for the power for the penalty shot.
Can we check on this too? The scoreboard has it as a 2-minute penalty. Is it still a 2-minute power play, or does it revert back to the other power play?
No, the first power play goes off.
Right, well, it didn't.
It did. It released.
Oh, it did. Okay, right. Well,
So Blast have a man advantage for 2 minutes.
Well, shouldn't the second penalty release?
No, the first penalty releases first.
Okay.
Well, this is a big 2 minutes here for the Blast.
Well, that was a huge call because that penalty kick allowed the Blast to have 2 more minutes on the power play.
What a great job by the official, too, of
Oh,
allowing
look
the
at this.
advantage.
Mello! Great save by Lemos. Blast maybe with one more chance here before the quarter. Oh, they give it up. Bennett couldn't control it. And that should do it here for the first quarter. The Blast will still be on the power play for the first 1:15 of the second. What a start to this Eastern Conference final.
Take a breath.
Oh, 4-2 Blast.
Are you serious? That's the first quarter?
Can you believe it?
I thought that was halftime.
We got 45 minutes more of regulation coming up.
a great time to be a fan when you can come into Buffalo Wild Wings and catch the best moments in sports. Unlike in Roman times, when you could become the sport.
Is this section G?
I don't know.
I don't know. Uh-oh. Ow.
Get the ultimate sports experience at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Hey, Don, what's going on?
Jack, you haven't heard, the new building's done. It's beautiful. We moved in, and to celebrate this month, every car is posted on the internet at invoice. You keep the rebates, and we give you 125% of Kelly Blue Book. In addition, free loaner cars, car washes, manicures for the ladies, indoor patios, outdoor patios. What could be better?
Jack says yes to invoice pricing on Corollas. Jack says yes to invoice pricing on RAV4s. Jack says yes to invoice pricing on Camrys.
Yes!
Visit Antwerpen Toyota today.
Back at you here from CQ Arena, second quarter action. Blast on top of the Wave, 4-2. 3 penalties, 2 power play goals, and a penalty kick. And we're just done with the first 15 minutes of this game.
Woo! Good stuff, man. Real good stuff. Great effort by both teams in that first quarter.
Both teams coming back after goals. The Blast scored the first 2. Milwaukee got back to 2-1. Blast 12 seconds later got a goal from Dantas, made it 3-1. Then a great run from Max Ferdinand on a feed from Leite, made it 3-2. And then the Blast on a penalty kick from Dantas a minute later, making it 4-2. And as we start the second, the Blast still on the power play for the next 1:15.
Oh, big 1:15 here for Milwaukee. You don't want to let the Blast get some daylight ahead of you. And a 3-goal lead would be pretty big if you're the Blast.
But not impossible to overcome.
Oh, not here, not at all.
10 shots from Milwaukee in the first, 9 for the Blast. 4 blocks for the Blast, 1 for Milwaukee. Venzela made 4 saves in 6 chances. Lemos made 3 saves in 7 chances as the Blast continue to just pepper the Milwaukee goal.
You know, it was nearly 5-2. Also, Lemos made an incredible save on that near post late in that first quarter, yeah.
Guys, I thought the crowd last week was great. Crowd tonight, the enthusiasm down on the field, just the feeling, the electricity, it's pretty incredible.
This has been a great place. Half the crowd watches from the concourse. They don't even sit in their seats. Don't forget at the half, we'll have the commissioner, Josh Shaw, up of the MISL. And we'll talk to Josh about a lot of the good things that are happening in the league and will happen next year. Expansion, a later start to the season, more games, instant replay, or video replay, I should say. For the playoffs, we'll see how that's worked out. Also trying to work out to get Ed Hale up here to talk a little bit in the at halftime as well. Here's a foul from behind.
Not at the same time, right?
Not at the same time.
Not good.
Leite picks up the foul. Free kick for the Blast with 28 seconds left on the power play.
I like Ed to have his own time. We don't.
I think he likes it too. Try to go back post to DeSantos. It's headed away by Grable. It'll be a kick-in Blast far side. I thought Melo had a better opportunity here on the right side. Lemos gets a hand on it. 15 seconds on the power play. Blast still keep it alive. Dantas trying to run through for DeSantos. Nothing there. Healy, 10 seconds to go. Dantas. Melo. Blocked. Rebound. Score! Back post! Donatelli. Power play goal.
That's just a tough break for Milwaukee. They worked so hard, but then they got a little disjointed in their box, and they allowed Dos Santos some room in the middle. And when they opened up there and allowed that allowed that deflection and that goal by Donatelli. There you see they lose a little of their form there. It allows Dos Santos to make some things happen. The ball gets deflected over to Donatelli, and he puts it into the back of the net.
3 seconds were left on the power play. They had defended that for a minute 57. Donatelli's first goal tonight, second in the playoffs. 28th career playoff goal for Donatelli. It's a power play goal. Time of the goal, 112. And who else? John Mello with the assist. It's a three-point night for John Mello.
You should mention him.
Honorably.
Honorably.
Last buzzing around on defense in the Milwaukee zone. Donatelli will pressure Lemos. 3 lines.
No, Milwaukee just needs to settle down and do what they do. Plenty of time. I mean, we're still early in the second quarter. Plenty of time in this game.
Donatelli tries to get free with the left. That one is broken up by the Milwaukee defense, Vandergrift.
That's a nice defensive play by Vandergrift to win the ball and then have the presence of mind to play the boards to himself. And after the blast power play, the first time really now in a while where Milwaukee has some possession time.
Here's Ferdinand for the wave. Tries to find Drew Ruggles in the midfield, his first shift tonight. Ruggles missed the last game against the Blast. DeSantos and Vanzella in the corner, Milwaukee buzzing around. Santos keeps it alive.
You know, we've been given a hard time to the league team, and some of the slights that we see. We should mention that Adriano DeSantos getting some of the recognition he deserves. First-time honoree on that team, and he certainly had a heck of a season.
No, Adriano's just elevated his play so much. You know, always has been that guy to win the balls along the boards, do the dirty work that helps your team. But now he's also added that element of being able to set guys up and score, and just all-around game now.
He's a 2020 guy. Goal from Milwaukee. Leite with a bullet.
That was a bullet. I think that William thought that was going to get blocked by Pereira, but he never got a piece of it. Leite just created enough space for himself, past Pereira, and it was on Vanzella before he even knew it.
That's just a great shot. I mean, not much you can do there.
Time of the goal, 3:10 for Leite. That is his 3rd goal and 11th point in the postseason. Santos gets the assist. Marcio Leite, I mean, Bennett and Ferdinand are going to get all the headlines, but Marcio Leite has been doing it for what, 12, 15 years now.
And Nelson Santana first shift of the game up front for the Blast.
Santana defending inside the Milwaukee zone. Taken away by Thomas. Got a handful of his jersey, did Milwaukee.
Well, that would have been a clear foul if the Blast had not won the ball.
And the Diesel just pushing off Ferdinand, and a foul called on Milwaukee.
Mike's in full Diesel mode right now.
Yeah, no question.
He's gone Hulk.
That is so true. That bodybuilding is coming into play.
What? That was a nice 2-point takedown for Vandergrift on Hoxie.
No call there. Diesel working hard with it. Blast win the ball. Here's Thomas on the far side. Blast go with Thomas and Mello now, along with Rayleigh and DeSantos joining Hoxie. Here's Rayleigh getting tripped up. Milwaukee takes it away. They go with Ferdinand, Vandergrift, Bennett, Leite, and Chamali.
Good defensive stand by Ferdinand, but then the Blast win the ball back.
Here's Peruzzi.
That's illegal procedure, right?
Yeah, they're going to call it a kick in.
Why? He kicked it out of play from his own end.
Vanzella's arguing the call. Vanzella better be careful there.
Now, Milwaukee's mad because the ball should not be up that far to the yellow line. The ball went out of play in the crowd where the care first sign is. But it should be a top of the arc situation because he kicked it out from his own end.
So it's not reviewable. in that situation. So the replay review is not an eligibility there. But there is a third and a fourth official there to help with that.
Oh, Ruzzi with a great ball inside. That ball squirts out to Vanzella now with just over 10 minutes left in the half. Mello.
Oh, nice ball.
Peruzzi, chest settle. Oh, he's in trouble now. Mello. Or I shouldn't say Peruzzi. And they give it up. Vandergriff. Vanzella. Huge save. Kick in Milwaukee.
Peruzzi got caught 1-on-2. Mello was on the ground.
Mello got absolutely destroyed behind the play.
Was recovering from a play earlier a few seconds before that. A nice play by Vanzella to recover and pick up his teammates there, get out, cut the angle down, and make the save.
Leite at the yellow line for Milwaukee. Ferdinand with Pereira. Kicked away, not a three line. Lemos. Up ahead for Matos. Blast now buzzing around.
Donatelli's down. That could have been a foul, no call.
Here's Ferdinand. He's got space. He's got a right foot. Vanzella with the save. Now Donatelli back up, battling for that ball in the midfield. Nice ball here on the near side for Pereira. Pereira trying to win one down the sideline. And he's moved off by Leite. Nice step in by Hoxie. Long stride. Oh, it's almost in there off of Matos. Rebound. Donatelli off the boards to himself. And Lemos makes the play.
Did Lemos get a hand on that?
He did.
And keep it out of the goal? Wow. Pretty amazing save there.
Vanzella off his knees. Rebound. Ferdinand fans, or I should say Bennett fans on the shot. He had an open goal. Oh, what a nightmare from Milwaukee.
Just an amazing amount of action packed into the first 22 minutes.
It's unbelievable. I just looked up. It's not even the officials' timeout yet.
Vanzella with the save. And a foul from behind on Donatelli. It'll be Santos on the ball for the Wave. Vanzella with the save. Rebound to Bennett. The bicycle kick is wide. William Vanzella in his postseason career, 24 wins, 7 losses, 3 championships, 6 title game appearances.
Lemos would have taken this shot. Had he been fully healthy, that would have been a shot that he would have taken.
Vanzella with the save and catches off the boards. Curiel along with Thomas. 7-11 left to go in the second.
I think Milwaukee has effectively shifted the momentum here in their favor.
Here's Curiel. Thomas sticks with him. Vandergriff. Blast force it out to midfield. 6:45 left in the second.
Look at this matchup.
Healy and Leite. Healy aggressive. Pulls him down. Foul called on Healy. Now Leite.
Well, he's giving it to his teammate Chino because he wasn't where he wanted him to be.
And he's saying, think. I really like Leite's game.
And, you know, he's upset. He's upset because he didn't need to take that foul. He didn't need to be taken down like that.
Absolutely. Here's Leite again with Thomas. Leite! A little bit of frustration there, I'm sure. And a timeout on the floor. 6:34 left in the half, our score. Glass 5 in the Wave 3. You're watching the Eastern Conference Final of the MASL on MASL TV. Back at you here from CQ Arena with 6:34 left to go in the first half. Seems like we played 3 games already. 5-3,
I'm
Blast
exhausted.
leaded.
I feel like I played.
How the players looking down there, Andrew?
Like they're in the middle of a boxing round, in between sitting on the stool, catching the breath, angry and ready to go.
It's appropriate. These are the 2 heavyweights of the game. I mean, all credit due to Monterey and San Diego, no doubt about it. But Milwaukee, Baltimore, I mean, doesn't get any better than that.
Remember that look when Vinny said he wanted Milwaukee in
Yes.
the post-game interview?
Yes.
He hasn't had that off his face. I saw him that night. I saw him this morning. I saw him this afternoon. He hasn't lost that look. Guy's been waiting for this for a week, and probably much longer than that.
It's the Hatfields and the McCoys, my friend.
I tell you one thing. I'm actually kind of glad Diaz didn't step in front of that penalty kick. I don't know if I would have wanted to see somebody get hurt like that.
Dantas for the blast off the boards. Rayleigh. Milwaukee trying to break out of it. Here's Bennett. He's been quiet tonight. He had the one good chance. He fanned on it. Open goal right out in front. Milwaukee now playing some defense. Bennett takes it away, and a foul called on Ian Bennett as he spills Pat Healy.
That was a bit of a late whistle.
Wow.
The official waiting to see the result.
I think that was also a bit of a veteran play from Pat. So I think you talked about not extending the hands on the fouls, Paul, and you mentioned that earlier. I think Pat did a good job there earning that foul.
Last now in the midfield, under 6 minutes left to go in the Eastern Conference Final.
First half.
I know. Nice lead behind for
nice
Santos.
D.
Santos for Milwaukee. Here's Chamali now. That one blocked by Rayleigh. Chamali and Pereira go down.
Well, Chamali planked himself to take out anybody within a 3-foot radius.
Donatelli tries to slip by at Grable, or perhaps Matos actually. Here's a dangerous play.
Well, I don't think Liamos saw that Hoxie had come off the bench.
Hoxie came right off the bench and went right down there knowing what was going to happen.
Ferdinand denied by Benzella.
Well, Max tried to go short side. I think William kind of showed it to him a little bit and then took it away.
Max tried to cram it in there. Santos slides that ball away. Greenfield on a shift for the blast. Nice ball. Up ahead from Pereira. Off the boards. Hoxie there. Lemos gets 2 hands on it.
A rare shift for Greenfield here, and it almost pays dividends.
There's Pereira now lining it up. Blocked by Santos. Another MASL All-Star this year, by the way.
Good step in by Dos Santos.
Here come the blast now. Mello, nice cut. Dos Santos back to Mello. Staying with him is Leite. Dos Santos with a head on it, but Lemos. And now a whistle here as Leite is still
slow
down.
to get up.
.414 left to go in the half.
Here you see a good breakout. Nice ball by Mello here, and then a good run to the back or to the post. And he just gets taken down. Comes down hard.
Great defense by Leite.
Yeah.
Leite will come off for Milwaukee. Oh, hit the inside of the far post.
I'll tell you what, more teams should take advantage of that. Blast included, that little void when you're playing D in that yellow line. You think it's far out, but it's not. You can just turn and take a shot, and they did there and hit the inside of the post.
3:45 left. Rayleigh in some trouble with Curiel and Pereira.
A nice ball right back to him.
Here's Rayleigh now on a run. Past Vandergriff. And the box, a shot, a hole! Peruzzi with the left was just high.
Well, that's all Lemos there. Peruzzi was worried because Lemos had gotten back and made it a tough shot.
Oh, nice ball here. Middle, score! Peruzzi puts it in! It's 6-3 Blast!
Not that time,
He wasn't going high there.
Yeah, not that time. Great ball from the boards. Nothing Lemos could do about that one, and Peruzzi had the whole net to shoot at there.
Time of the goal, 11:38 of the second. Peruzzi continuing a tremendous playoff. For Dan Peruzzi, that's his 4th playoff goal, 8th in his career. And I believe the assist will go to Rayleigh. Time of the goal, 11:38. Rayleigh does get the assist. That's his 3rd postseason assist this year. 6-3 Blast. Now Blast taken away. Oh, Donatelli from midfield.
Oh, that's just a poor pass there. Lemos caught off his line, and Donatelli missed a wide open net. Tony wants that one back. That would have been an absolute crusher.
Santos and Pereira taken away.
Vinny lurking on the back if the ball can get over to him.
Another great double team by Milwaukee to take the ball away. Blast forwards have got to do a better job of moving the ball from that target position.
Here's Chamale. 2:25 left to play in the second quarter. 6-3 Blast. Ranzella off the boards makes the save.
Interesting situation on Milwaukee's bench as Chino Curiel has been having words with his teammates. You saw it earlier with Leite and him. He's now walked off the bench. He's down in the alley behind the benches, off by himself. He's thrown a couple water bottles, and now he's hanging out there by himself watching the game, not on the bench for Milwaukee. So a little bit of a morale issue or attitude adjustment issue for Milwaukee right now, as they not only have a second goaltender dressed, they now have one player off their bench. We'll see how long that lasts.
That's good reporting, Andrew. Hoxie, broken up by Leite. Lemos flying in there.
Well,
That's the third time that Lemos has taken a Blast player down. Twice they've said play on, but they could have been cards all 3 times.
well, it's a 2-footed tackle, so it's supposed to be an automatic card. You know, they could have played advantage right there and called the foul and given the card. They've done that once already tonight, but for some reason not chosen to do that, as Lemos clearly came in with 2 feet up. And we've seen that called several times this year.
Less than a minute now to play in the half. 6-3 Blast. Here's Vinny with Leite. Blast control it. Here's Peruzzi on the near side. He's got a goal tonight. Rayleigh. Vinny steps in. Good work by Milwaukee to try to get that out of there. 20 seconds remaining. Blast taken away. 15 seconds left. DeSantos scores! On a severe angle.
Lemos wants that back. He was fooled. He was worried about the far post, and Dos Santos just caught him. He's watching. There's really no threat there, and instead Dos Santos goes near post on him.
Well, how about the effort from Jeremy Raley there? A great shot by Dos Santos to finish, but the effort from Jeremy Raley wins the ball on the boards. Only 10 seconds left, fights through, and then he was the one that was streaking across the boards that drew Lemos' attention away as he was coming in the middle and made him think that Adriano was going to try and go across there. So great effort play by Jeremy Raley to give Adriano the chance to get that goal.
Raley with a second assist. Each of the last 2 goals. DeSantos' first playoff goal this year, his 11th in the career. Raley with 4 assists in the postseason. And that, my friends, is the end of the first half. 7-3 to score at the break.
A lot of action. Blast have been sharp on the offensive end. That's been the difference here tonight as they have finished their chances.
We'll come back with our halftime interview. The commissioner is here. Josh Schaub, also Ed Hale is in the building. We'll talk with both of them at the half when we return.
Every day, all across Maryland, we help employers keep workers safe from accidents and injuries. We're Chesapeake Employers Insurance Company. At Chesapeake Employers, workers' compensation insurance and workplace safety have been our mission and passion for 100 years, and will be for 100 more. We help protect Maryland workers because
at the end of every workday, someone's waiting for your safe return.
Connect with your local agent or visit us online.
Halftime here at the CQ Arena, where the Blast leading the Milwaukee Waves 7-3 at the half. This is the Eastern Conference Final. The right to go play in the Ron Newman Cup, the final against the winner of Monterey and San Diego. Gary Stein, Paul Mittermeier with you at the half. We're joined by Commissioner Josh Schaub down on the field at halftime. And Commissioner, first of all, welcome to Baltimore. What a game and what a playoff so far.
What a game, what an atmosphere. This crowd is absolutely nuts tonight. We've got a great back and forth game and 2 really great goalies going at it as well. So It's fun to watch. It's a great game for the MASL, and looking forward to the second half.
Absolutely. And Commissioner, let's talk. We got a lot to cover in the 5 or 6 minutes that we have you. First of all, let's talk about the playoffs this year. Your decision to install video replay for the playoffs. Tell us what led up to that and how has it worked out?
Sure. Everyone knows this game is extremely fast. It's very difficult to referee. We want to get this game right. Obviously, there's been a lot of consternation over missed goals, whether it be in the regular season and playoffs. We wanted to install a system that made sense for us, that fit in every arena. We tried out many different systems, landed on the one we're currently at, limited it and pared it down to really situations we knew we could handle and that were definitive. So we landed the goal, no goal, red card situations, then balls that would be impeded by handballs. So feel very good about it. We're going to grow on it going into next year and really refine the system even more.
Commissioner, let's talk about next year. You've already made some announcements as far as changes go. Let's start, first of all, late start for next season. Talk about why you guys made that choice and then the extra games added as well.
Sure. So we're pushing back the start date to December 1st. We feel that moving away furthermore from the football season is going to be advantageous for us, having less competition from January through March. Pushing it back into April, we may start running in a little bit of an outdoor season. However, analytics show that our attendance typically increases post-Jan 1, so the more units we can push further back, the better. As far as more games, that's a simple financial equation where more units equals more revenue, the ability to peanut butter spread those fixed expenses across all of those units instead of just 11. So we added one more game, more excitement for the fans, better financials for our teams.
Josh, talk about, while you want to make more games available next year, it's interesting that you went to the one-game playoff format for the conference finals and the championship. What was the thinking behind that?
Yeah, well, in reality, the one and done is two different prong, measure. One is arena dates. Are we able to get arena dates that match up with our seeding? So making sure our number 1 seed or the higher seed plays second is really important to us. And second most, it's just exciting to be one and done. One game, it's all over, NFL style. It's different than what arena soccer has done in the past. It's something that we're trying, but it fits in both of those prongs, one from an excitement standard, one from arena availability standard.
Josh, let's talk about expansion. Let's start with Toronto. I know it was an exciting announcement when it happened a couple years ago. Talk about their bid and if they're on track and where that is right now with Toronto.
Well, if anyone was watching last night, their exhibition game, Canada versus Brazil, I was there in person. 4,500 fans in attendance, unbelievable atmosphere. Sergio Giancola, Gladiator Sports Marketing, doing an outstanding job building a base there and really building a fan base. And it's just going to be an outstanding start for them starting in December. I can't wait for Toronto to join. I know they have another exhibition coming up in early May, USA versus Canada, and there's going to be more announcements regarding the MASL team. So very excited for Toronto to join us going into next year.
The commissioner of the MASL, Josh Schaub, is joining us here at the half. The Blast lead the Wave 7-3 in the Eastern Conference Final. Josh, I don't know if this is your first trip to Baltimore this year, but you're watching the game in a much different venue than last year. Obviously, the Blast have moved to Towson. They play on a smaller field. You've seen the championship the last couple of years on the small field in Sonora. What's your thought about the small field versus the large field, and what are you more in favor of?
Sure, so I'll comment first on the arena here. This is my first trip to Baltimore this year. It's not just a small field, it's really the atmosphere of all the seats being so close to the field that's going to make this a special building for years to come. The atmosphere is outstanding. You feel like you're on top of the field. As far as the large field versus a small field, there's a few ways to look at it. One is it creates a lot more excitement because there's a lot more goals, there's a lot more back and forth. In reality, a lot of sports would say we have to have the same dimensions on every playing field that we have. Baseball doesn't have that. Football does have it. You could go both ways. I like it the way we have it currently. I like a little different setups. I think it creates some variance. It creates some home field advantage. It's something we as a league can look at going forward. Maybe we want to shrink all the arena and all the fields. Maybe we want to go bigger. It's something that's still a beta test for us and something we're going to look forward going in and just really analyzing the stats that are coming out of these.
Josh Schaub, Commissioner of the MASL, thank you so much. Thank you for your efforts, by the way, with this league. It's been a pleasure over the last 4 years to be a part of this.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me, and look forward to a great second half. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. Josh Schaub, we go from the Commissioner to our owner, Ed Hale, joining us here up at the concourse at CQ Arena. Blast leading the Wave 7-3, and you were on board hearing Josh's comments. I'm curious to get from your point of view, state of the league overall right now. Happy? Where are you with it?
Well, I'm happy that we have Josh. Josh is a very good guy. He's very organized, a marketing guy, much better than we've ever had in the past. Reminds me of Earl Foreman in the old days. And, he's done a great job for us. And I think that the expansion that we have coming up, like having Toronto come in, we think that they may be in our side. We may be going up to Toronto to play, which, as you guys, I think, have been there. It's a great city to go to. A lot of fun.
No doubt. Ed, talk about the excitement leading up to this game, hosting the Eastern Conference Championship. And this was huge for you guys. I mean, I look down at the all-time numbers with you in Milwaukee, and they're pretty disparity. There's a pretty lot of disparity as far as home and away. So this was huge for you. Talk about hosting this game and the excitement you guys have had leading up to this.
We won a game. We won the game back. It was 9-6, I think, maybe 2-3 weeks ago. Maybe that was a very important game for us, and in order to get the home field advantage, they play better in their field. We play better in ours. Very simple, and we feel very comfortable here. But they are going to give us a go. This is a little bit closer than what it looks.
I got to ask you, Kevin Healy and I were talking about this in the media room before the game. If you guys are able to hold on tonight, that's 11 of 12 years in a championship series. Forget about winning championships for a second. To get to a championship series, 11 of 12 years, it's unprecedented. I mean, it's unheard of, the success you guys have had here.
Well, with Kevin and Danny putting together a team that goes out on the field and can compete all the time. We've had a changeover in players. They've managed the guys, managed the injuries, haven't run the legs off the players with Danny. He puts a good team out there that's very cohesive. That's what counts. Danny is far and away the best coach in this league, period.
Joined by Ed Hale, Blast owner here at the half. The Blast lead Milwaukee 7-3. By the way, in this first half, listen to some of these numbers. Dantas 2 goals, Melo a goal and 2 assists, Rayleigh with 2 assists, DeSantos with a goal and an assist, Leite for Milwaukee 1 goal and 2 assists in the first half. On that note, with Danny Kelly and Kevin Healy, and then as it concerns William Vanzella, the goalkeeper for the Blast, he's starting the game tonight. He only played 13 games during the year, tore his groin. There was a lot of back and forth among fans, soccer fans. Ed's going to make that decision. Kevin's going to make that decision. Can you give us a little bit of the inner workings and tell us, how did the decision come about that William Vanzella would start this game tonight?
Well, it was up to him, the medical staff. We have Heather Colbus is she's our trainer. He worked out like a Trojan. He went to therapy all the time, and you guys saw some of it. He worked out like a Trojan. He made it. He had a choice of surgery or working out and therapy, and it worked out. So it was a decision that was made by Danny. He thought he could have played the last game, and he was not happy that we did not play him. But it was the right move to put Capinos in. And I'd like to say something about Joey. Yeah, he's come in here just on the fly and has done a great job for us. I'm very, very happy that he's here.
We already talked about the importance of having the game here.
Oh, yeah.
Could be the move of the year for Kevin to get on the phone the night that William Vanzella goes down and get a guy that could come in here and do what he did to hold it for William until William got back.
I will tell you, when he told me I got Capinos coming in, it was he didn't check with me. It was like a wow moment for me. It was what a great move Kevin made, really.
Do they give GM of the Year or any kind of award like that in the MASL?
We'll see how this all goes, but he ought to get it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, he's really good at picking players, no doubt. He's very good at that. Danny's very good at working with him and getting them ready to go out on the field as a cohesive group. And it sounds like a bunch of crap, cohesive group, but he's got these guys playing together. You could see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, there was a lot of tumult in the offseason with moving.
Great word.
Yeah, I love it. With moving to this building, some said that it was, that it couldn't be done after 38 years or 35 years, whatever it was, at the old arena. I think you pulled it off beautifully. I think most people really enjoy the game here, and hopefully for years to come.
Well, listen, the guy's last game, he says, I'm here, I don't like this, I don't know why I'm here. I said, why don't you sit down, relax, watch the game, and then tell me afterwards. I never did see the guy afterwards, but even up to the last game, people were still complaining. But I would say it's 90, 95% that people really love being here. You guys love being here.
Oh, it's amazing.
I mean, it is. You know,
amazing.
I said that 2 games in with the view where the fans are as opposed to where the boards are, the intimate atmosphere. And look, just as a fan of soccer,
right.
just the fact that there's action all the time. There's no kicking the ball around in your own end for a minute and a half.
No.
You got to go or you are left behind. And that's
For sure.
it's an amazing thing to watch.
You know, getting 5 guys behind the ball in this arena has new meaning.
That's right.
Ed, thank you so much.
Okay, nice seeing you guys.
Everything.
Ed, thank you.
Ed Hale joining us at the half. Josh Shaw joining us at the half. We'll take a timeout and come back with the first half highlights right after this. Back at you here from the CQ Arena, getting ready for our third quarter, blasting in the Waves 7-3. Halftime stats, shots, Milwaukee 18, Blast 16. Blocks, 4 for the Blast, 3 for the Waves. Saves, 11 for Vanzella in 14 chances. What a performance. Lemos has been, it's been hard for him, Paul. 5 saves, 12 chances.
He's been spectacular. Without Josh, I don't know where Milwaukee would be at this point. He's made some impressive saves here in this first half, so he's kept them in, and they're in the game. Let's make no mistake about it. It's 7-3, but far from over. Blast have some work to do here in this second half.
Blast jumped out to an early 2-0 lead. Pereira at the 1:23 mark, followed up by Mello at the 8:52 mark. But after that, it was a track meet. Matos, then Dantas. Ferdinand, then Dantas. It was 4-2 Blast after one. Donatelli early on in the second made it 5-2. Leite cut it to 5-3 at the 3:10 mark. But then the Blast with 2 goals in the last 3.5 minutes of the first half. Peruzzi from Rayleigh at 11:38, and then a huge goal to Santos from Rayleigh with 10 seconds to go.
I equate this to like watching a college basketball game when one team's down by double digits at the half. You want to come out and let's see what Milwaukee can do in the first, before the first media timeout, the first 7 minutes of the third quarter. Can they get back into this? And how close can they make it in that span? I think that'll tell the tale of what's going to happen here in the second half.
We've seen 30 minutes of William Vanzella. Your assessment?
Oh, he's been sharp. I think he's looked good. Hasn't looked like he's had any difficulty in making any moves. We saw the first save. We saw the first kick save. He was able to move laterally. He's made some big saves. He's been fired up. Made some great distributions. He's been involved in the play. So as far as I can see, I don't know if he's 100% or not, but he sure kind of looked like it in that goal.
Looks like he's ready right now. Neither of these goalkeepers, Vanzella or Lemos, played in the first round. Milwaukee dispatched Cedar Rapids in 2 games. The Blast did the same to Syracuse. Here they are tonight for the Eastern Conference Championship. Right off the bat, Vandergrift trying inside the box. That's broken up by the Blast. Blast go with Donatelli, Pereira, Dantas, Healy, and Rayleigh. Ferdinand, Bennett, Vandergrift, Leite, and Matos for Milwaukee. Here's Lemos now with it. Ricardinho is on the field now instead of Matos. Rayleigh breaks that one up, intended for Ferdinand.
Now Milwaukee, tough one there. They lose possession. They ran about a minute and a half and then just gave the ball away. That's a foul. It's obstruction.
On Ferdinand. First foul of the second half. Free kick Blast from midfield. The winner tonight, if they go to Monterey, that game will be on the 25th of March, 5:05 Central Time, 6:05 Eastern Time at the Arena de Monterey. We've been there. What a place. And then if it's San Diego, that game will be on the 31st of March, 7:05 Pacific Time, 10:05 Eastern Time, and there it is. Bennett on a feed from Ferdinand was left wide open, and it's a 7-4 game.
Well, there you go, right off the bat.
I think those two have done that before.
I think a time or two, right, Andrew? Time of the goal, 1:29 of the third. Bennett, his first goal of the night, his 6th of the playoffs. For Ferdinand, that is his first assist tonight, his 5th of the playoffs, and his 9th point.
That's all Max Ferdinand, by the way. Great job winning the ball, not giving up possession, and then at the end being able to make a perfect pass over to Ian Bennett for the easy tap in.
Speaking of perfect pass, what a nice touch from Santos on that pass from the back end. There's Curiel in the corner, kicked away by Mello. Up ahead for Santana, slips by his man Matos. Here comes Santana. Santana tripped up just outside the box, no call. A lot of bodies flying, and a kick-in blast from midfield.
How do you know? They're going
to
to
overrule.
I don't know. That ball, just pinballed off of 2 people.
Well, it was overturned by the near official.
I'd say you flip a coin there.
Kick in Milwaukee. Lemos pressured by Dantas. Thomas, too strong.
Three lines.
Three lines. Good work by Diesel to let that one go.
Ian Bennett's mad at himself. You see him patting his chest. Should have come back for that ball.
The last time Milwaukee made it to the championship was 2012. They beat the Blast in Baltimore. It'll be a goal kick upcoming for Lemos. But they haven't been back since. They're 56 and 26 in the regular season, but only 9 and 8 in the playoffs.
Well, they kept running into that Kansas City, Missouri buzzsaw for many years.
That's right. They finally ended up beating them last year.
Well, that's the tough thing. Milwaukee not only had to get through Missouri and Kansas City, but then once they did that, they had to face the Blast.
The East is a beast, my friend.
Which brings me back to a 1 seed should host over a 2 seed.
No. Yeah, but there was no 2 seeds. San Diego was a 1.
There were 2 in the conference. That's why they're on the road right now.
Yeah, but when I say the East is the beast, I mean, that's just my opinion. It's not a fact. Here's
Off to Santos.
Free kick Milwaukee now with 11:38.
I mean, it's just like the NHL. I mean, if you have a couple teams in the Western Conference
Nice
that are
ball.
better teams, they're going to host, regardless of who the 1 seed is in the East.
Hoxie for the blast.
I say we should have an all-star game, and that decides it.
I'd love to see the All-Star game.
Not necessarily decide the championship series, but yeah, that would be cool.
How about the halftime media game, Paul?
But decides the championship game?
Yes.
I think that thing needs to be put to rest. There's Pereira for the blast. Nice move, slips by his man towards the goal. Oh, just high. What an individual effort by Juwan Pereira.
Definitely well meant. Just a bit over top the goal.
And Mello doesn't quite have the touch in the corner. It'll be a free kick, Milwaukee.
He had Lemos beat.
10:47 left to go in the third. Blast 7 the way 4 for the Eastern Conference Final. Mello stripped by Santos, held back in by the Diesel. Mello working hard, finding a man, Dantas. Ball is still in play. Thomas working hard, he's moved off.
Foul here on Milwaukee. Blast forwards have to have a clock in their head. They can't expect to be able to settle the ball after more than 2 seconds without getting that double team.
Milwaukee in control, trailing by 3. 10 minutes to play in the third. There's Ferdinand one-on-one with Dantas. William weeds that one nicely from Ricardinho. Thomas tripped up. Is there a call? No. Here's Leite.
There's Lemos coming up.
He's all the way up. There's Curiel back on the field.
Remember that last game they played here? He had, what, 9 shots we counted?
Yeah.
He was their shot leader.
Not tonight. I think he's got it down now.
Leite wide of the mark.
The right play is to get up there and find a teammate. And, you know, Danny Kelly stressed that as well in the locker room. He said, look, let Lemos shoot the ball. William will handle that. Make sure you have his teammates covered. There's a foul. Thomas gets fouled that time.
Very physical game here.
So you think that's more designed for Lemos as William Van Zella's down.
Not watching the goalkeeper, we were watching the play, not sure what happened.
Do we have a replay of when the ball was down in there?
I wonder if it was the shot by Leite that went through the crease. He says it's all right.
Not reaching for his groin.
No.
Oh, yes, he was, a little bit.
Man, not going to make it easy on Danny Kelly, then, is he?
Oh, I don't think that was part of the plan. Well, both teams dressing two
Look
keepers.
at that move.
Peruzzi, that one blocked by Ferdinand. Well played by Dan Peruzzi. Man, he has really shined down the stretch. Slow start this year, Paul, but a great finish.
Yeah, he's
for
played
Peruzzi.
well the last 4 or 5 games.
Well, how about that for coaching? I mean, he was down for a couple games. Danny Kelly not happy with or content with average, knowing that Peruzzi's a better player than he was showing, not just offensively, but especially defensively off the ball. And that whole level of game has stepped up. And you wonder how much of Danny Kelly's coaching has contributed to that.
Well, I'll tell you what. If the Blast do go on to win the championship this year, part of the story has to be Danny Kelly's ability this year with this team to have that hook over top of guys, because he had so many guys on the bottom of this roster that were fighting for playing time. If you didn't perform in practice this year and you were like one of those last 3 or 4 guys, you weren't playing. And there was somebody else that was going to take your spot. And that's what these guys did. They pushed each other all year long and made themselves a better team.
Well, then you have to address the fact that a team that's based around possession time and defense for years, for almost a decade, has been running the same system, and all of a sudden they come to a floor that's completely counterproductive to that.
Speaking of that, look at this ball possession here by the Blast. Blast have had it for about a minute. Now Milwaukee starting to pressure. Target man is Dantas. They triple down on Vinny. Healy goes down in the box.
And now Healy's got a head injury. His head bounced off the turf.
With 7:21, we'll probably get an official's timeout here. Take a look. Wow. Take a look one more
It
time.
looked like he tripped over.
Tried to slip between 2 guys.
Was that Curiali tripped over and then hit his head right on the floor?
We'll take a timeout here with 7:21 left as they tend to Pat Healy. Coming off, looks like he's favoring his nose. 7-4 Blast. Gary Stein, Paul Mittermeier back with you. Andrew Primrose on the sideline. Andrew, what can you tell us down there about Pat Healy?
Difficulties. There we go, back up. Guys, if this was wrestling, he's wearing the crimson mask. He looks like the bridge of his nose is bleeding. Heather, the athletic trainer extraordinaire, has gone through and broken out her kit of looks like a cut man in the corner. We talked about a boxing match, and so she's over there. She's got the gloves on and the gel as Pat Healy's trying to stop the bleeding on his bridge of his nose. They'll address that.
It looked like he landed right on his head after he went down. That's kind of what broke his fall.
Interesting is they were discussing, I apologize there, they were discussing when he can substitute. He can't substitute in the flow of play. He has to wait for the next stoppage play.
Yeah, to come back on the floor.
So with Healy out, Greenfield has checked into the game for the Blast. Greenfield, by the way, has won a championship for both Milwaukee and the Blast.
And started the season as the head coach of another team.
That's right, Cedar Rapids.
Interesting year he's had.
Leite for Milwaukee. Benzella, I think he may have gotten a little bit confused on that. Pereira goes down, no call on Leite. 6:45 left in the third. Mello, good ball off the boards for Dantas. So strong. Keeps that one alive between 3 players.
One on 3, and he almost won the ball.
It'll be Milwaukee ball, kick in from midfield.
So let's check in. We talked about that first time out. Wave got a goal, so they cut into the lead. Probably would have maybe wanted to get one more there, but I think they're right where they want to be. You know, they kind of absorbed the punch from the Blast at the end of that half, and they've rebounded and kind of calmed things down here to start the third.
Here's Ferdinand now on the ball.
Next goal big again, obviously.
That one blocked out, may have off the head of either Rayleigh or Ferdinand.
I think actually got through to William.
I think William
Did
made
it?
that save, yeah.
Here's Leite trying to take on Thomas. And a foul called on Jamie Thomas. He shoved him, he extended the arms. It'll be a free kick, Milwaukee. Good position here with 6:13 left.
I'm not saying that Thomas didn't foul him, but I don't think he extended the arms.
That's what Thomas is saying. Here's
Challenging
with
Ferdinand to go
Rayleigh.
to his left.
He won't.
William reads it. That's save number 13 for Vanzella.
That kind of speaks to how good Ferdinand is. Everybody knew he was going to go right. Rayleigh knew he was going to go right. Rayleigh, great defender, and he still was able to go right and get a good shot off.
Hoxie trying to get inside Santos.
Yeah, but the only problem there is William knew he was going right, too.
Blast make a change in the midfield here. Healy now back on the floor along with Peruzzi. They've got Hoxie and Peruzzi up top. Diesel comes off. Donatelli, Healy, and now Rayleigh. Here's Hoxie with Santos.
Good seal.
Blast create the turnover. Donatelli in some trouble. Boy, look at Hoxie. But Milwaukee will get possession along the boards.
Healy could have gambled there and tried to win that ball, but the smarter play there is to let Hoxie try to win it and make sure you're good in defensive position.
You were so right, Paul, as most defenders would have come up there.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's the brilliance of what Pat Healy knows.
Well, but with a 3-goal lead, you certainly don't want to put yourself in a position where you're out of position, and you'll certainly give up a possession in exchange for possibly giving up a goal.
Gave up possession. Absolutely right.
Frenetic pace here in the third quarter. Held in by Healy. Pereira, that's their Pereira, loses the ball, and the Blast now have it on the foot of Peruzzi. Blast makes some changes. Here's Mello.
Missed opportunity there as Dos Santos came off the bench uncovered.
Dantas. Rayleigh, and now a foul will be called on Dantas.
That's a much better play by Dantas, though. You know, moving the ball doesn't just mean passing it. You can also move it by getting yourself out of the double team, and he did there. But then the referee called the foul.
Here's Lemos.
Again, trying for his teammate.
Yeah, but that wasn't a well-nuanced pass.
No. Well, he's a goalkeeper. What do you expect?
Here's Grable. Leaves it. Up top for Ricardinho. Peruzzi on the defense. Nice ball. Dantas. Peruzzi couldn't control it. Here's Bennett the other way. Lifts it just high. Rebound. Grable couldn't one touch. Peruzzi kicks it out of harm's way.
How quickly things change in this arena, right?
Wow, two great chances from Milwaukee.
Just off with your pass, and it turns from a potential odd man rush to an opportunity for the other team.
The Blast don't like this matchup as Leite isolated against Daniel Peruzzi. Leite passes it up.
Santos, midfield now for Lemos.
Now he's isolated again.
Oh, Leite. That one wide. William makes the save.
Got a piece, yep. Got just enough of it.
I think if you're Milwaukee, you'll take that chance every time.
Back post. Well, I should say corner of the box. And that was well set up by Ferdinand.
And an uneasiness settles into CQ Arena.
7-5 is the score. Let's see who they give it to.
Now it's Curiel.
Curiel. Nice comeback by Curiel after kind of sulking on the bench a little bit, according to you, Andrew.
Yeah, absolutely. Comes back in, picks up the goal there.
The assist goes to Ferdinand. That's number 2 for Max. It's a 3-point night. Ferdinand with 11 points in the postseason, 7-5. We got a game.
Well, and you probably have to give some credit to Giuliano Oliviero there. Good job coaching, keeping his player in, come out after halftime, settle down.
There's Pereira now, afforded the opportunity to turn. Intended for Santana from Donatelli, blocked out by the Milwaukee defense.
Good D.
2:20 left in the third. 7-5.
That was a late 4-on-3 that developed, but the Blast never saw the runner on the near side.
Lemos. There's Pereira.
Great recovery by Greenfield.
Blocked by Greenfield. Now here's our Pereira. And a foul called on Milwaukee. Free kick Blast. Here we go. Blast have been outscored in this third frame 2-0. Santana couldn't get a clean touch on it. 1:40 left. Very patient Vanzella. That's the way to break the pressure.
Nice touch by the Diesel there.
Ball here for Hoxie on the near side. And now a foul away from the ball. 3 lines. They call.
Missed that one.
Totally missed that one.
Like to see that one.
Well, I'm going to throw this out here right now, Gary. I don't think 7's going to be enough tonight.
Wow. I tend to agree. Chance for the Wave here with 1:25 left in the third. Vandergriff.
Switch, Adriano.
Not happy with what's ahead of them, so they play it back. Lemos. Bennett. Rebound. Score!
Great header by Bennett there to get Milwaukee right back in. Here we go. This is what you want from Lemos. There's the shot you want. Good reaction off of the boards by Bennett. He just does it all himself. Outstanding.
Like in basketball, you follow your own shot.
Guys, the more pressing thing is William Vanzella back down again, stretching out his leg. Vandergriff had run into him and knocked him down. Now the good news is it looks like the stretch is a cramp stretch and not his groin.
Meanwhile, to your right, Andrew, Capinos is on the field stretching himself. And Danny Kelly obviously showing concern right in front of you. The plot thickens in Baltimore. Bennett with the goal at 13:48. That's his second of the second half. His 7th of the playoffs.
Well, the aggressive stretching that you're seeing there, I mean, that's usually reminiscent of a cramp and not.
That's still not good.
Well, no, it's not, but it's something William can fight through. I mean, we've seen him play through pain.
He tried to play through a torn groin.
Well, he was playing through a dislocated finger. Well, that's the thing we forget. Remember, he'd been dealing with the finger issue all year and played through a game where his finger was dislocated and popped back in.
Dude, I once did a broadcast with a sore throat.
Very sore throat. I mean, very, very sore throat.
I think you went through an entire bag of cough drops that night.
You had to drink some water, I think.
Bravely.
Yeah.
The Jordan flu game and that cough drop game right up there.
That was a tough night. so I know what William's going through.
1A, 1B.
7-6, here we go. Through the box. That'll be a free kick from Milwaukee. They'll call it on Thomas. Boy, has the complexion of this game changed.
Can we run that replay real quick, please?
Blast trying to defend here, not allowing Milwaukee out, and it's a legal procedure against the Wave.
Here's that replay. That was not a foul on Jamie Thomas, but Blast have an opportunity now. One of the few, and let's give Milwaukee some credit here. One of the few set pieces that the Blast has had all game. We saw a couple Blast mistakes early that led to opportunities, but really Milwaukee's done a nice job defensively in their own end of not making mistakes. Might see a timeout here.
Blast need a goal so bad. Peruzzi just smashes it right into the wall. Corner now for DeSantos. Less than a minute to play in the third. It's all Milwaukee right now. They've outscored the Blast 3-0 in the third. It's a 7-6 game. And now they take it away. Bennett just high. Trying to get the hat trick. Dantas with Ferdinand deep in the corner. Good ball movement here. This is Bennett. Bennett to the goal. And Vanzella still in the box. And Vanzella's down.
He's done. Oh, he's hurt now. He just can't. And that's, we talk about training, and sometimes you just can't replicate what happens in a game.
Well, he landed awkwardly on the way down from that catch.
Well, he's just dealing with cramps right now. His body just isn't used to what he's trying to put it through at this point.
A lot of concern on the Blast bench. Is he going to try to stay in the game?
No, I mean, this is the dilemma. If you're Danny Kelly, it's going to take a forklift to get
William out of there.
William out of the game.
Blast are up a goal, but down half a goalkeeper. Curiel at the third quarter buzzer. What a game in Baltimore. Milwaukee outscoring the Blast 3-0 in the third. They trail 7-6, but William Vanzella with a tough third quarter. Back with our fourth quarter right after this.
When it comes to getting back in the game, there's only one team to turn to. The team more high school, collegiate, and professional athletes train and recover with. That team is MedStar Sports Medicine. For more than 30 years, MedStar has served as a leader in the diagnosis, treatment, and rehabilitation of orthopedic and sports-related injuries. Ranked among the top programs in the Maryland and Washington regions, we offer rapid access to athletes of all levels. Let the pros who treat the pros treat you. MedStar Sports Medicine.
15 minutes in regulation left in this Eastern Conference final. Blast and the Milwaukee Wave. Blast on top 7-6. They led 7-3 at the half, but 3 consecutive goals, including 2 in the final 3 minutes of the third quarter, has left the Milwaukee Wave just a goal behind. Bennett, Curiel, and Bennett again for the Wave. 15 minutes to go, and our goalkeeper's hurt.
You want to take a shot at the number to win this game's going to be?
May need 9. What's up, my man?
PJ Wakefield checking in.
He's the
PJ
best.
Wakefield asking about the UMBC basketball game.
It's going to start in what? Right around now.
I guess.
UMBC and UVA. Here it's BAL and MIL. Andrew, what's your sense down there about the goalkeeping situation?
Well, it's interesting. I'm trying to monitor right now. It looks like the Blast were just notified that if the trainer comes out for William one more time, he will have to come off the field. So there was discussion about the rule there. Apparently 2 times he has to come off. So 2 times the trainer comes out. Second time the goalie has to come out. So that'll be interesting to watch, as now the trainer stepped on the field once. And so that's something we'll have to keep an eye on, as Joey Capinos has been warming up since you mentioned it, Paul. Or Gary. William looks fine. He's moving around fine. He's animated, but I think, Paul, like you said, he's dealing with something he hasn't felt for a while now. It's pretty hard to step out of inactivity into this environment.
Here we go.
Heavyweight battle here tonight. The Blast won the first half. Milwaukee won the third quarter. Let's see what quarter number 4 holds, and it may not be done after that. Stats, shots, Milwaukee 30, Blast 19. Saves, Vanzella 16 in 22 chances. Lemos with 5 in 12 chances.
Blast only had 3 shots in that third quarter. It was all wave as they came out of the locker room and dominated.
Now quarter number 4. Lemos putting it inside for Bennett. Rayleigh is there. Bennett winning the ball.
Good clear.
Hoxie.
It's got to be a foul. It's obstruction.
Foul called on Curiel. Blasco with Hoxie, Pereira, Rayleigh, Mello, and DeSantos.
I won't be opposed to just letting this one go.
It's a 2-man wall. Santos dumping it in the corner for Hoxie. He's with Vandergriff.
Oh, no double team this time. Wave mixing it up here in the fourth quarter.
Rayleigh trying to take Bennett in the box. Almost in there.
It's a great defensive play. Milwaukee's been outstanding in the defensive end tonight.
Pereira sends it back in. Turnover. Blast will control. Blast making some changes here. Donatelli, Greenfield, Dantas gets by a man. Dantas. Oh.
What a great play by Lemos there, as Greenfield was just sitting alone right on the line.
Oh, look at this! He steals it, and he heads it in! That's the goal of the year!
The second I commend Milwaukee on their defensive play, inexplicably, Vandegrift turns and crosses the ball into his box from the corner, and he puts it right on the head of Vinny Dantas.
It's a great assist.
Vinny Dantas. It's a 3-goal night. 7 goals in the postseason.
Here it is again. I'm telling you, this is the first play defensively that was a great play defensively for Milwaukee. But then on the return here it is. He just, we'll have to let it run for a second. But the most dangerous spot on the floor, if you're a defender, is that corner.
Chris Ferdinand saved by Vanzella with the knee.
Because you just really can't wheel and kick it down the field, or it's 3 lines. You never want to play it into your box, and it's such a small turn down there. There's very little room that if you play it off the boards at all, it could lead to a scoring opportunity.
Six Blast. Ferdinand goes left.
Whoa.
Almost roofs it in there.
That is a headline.
We almost had our shot. Deflection 3-line pass that we've been waiting on all year. Was close.
Blast now leading by 2 with 12:40 left.
The official after-game party at Nacho Mama's, located in Towson, just off the circle. We hope to see you there.
12:25 left in the fourth. And Lemos kicks it up and over.
I had no choice.
I was real close to a 3-line.
Take a look if we have it, that goal from Dantas.
And smart play by Dos Santos. He doesn't foul, and then you never want to cross into your box.
Benzella rolls it out on the near side. Good ball for Hoxie. Blast have reclaimed some of the momentum now in this game.
Foul called this time. Triple team that time on Hoxie.
And he fights through it. The big guy gets the call. We should mention at this point, I'm not sure if you guys heard the news, but Andrew Hoxie proposed.
It's in there! We'll get to that news in a moment. Peruzzi, it's a 9-6 game.
Well, big answer from the Blast. And then that's another one of those shots right from near the yellow line. Off the restart. Lemos never saw it. It may have been deflected, I think, off of a Milwaukee defender. All that work by Milwaukee erased by the Blast in a 1 minute and 20-second span.
Peruzzi with a 2-goal night. 5 playoff goals. Time of the goal, 2:55. The lead back up to 3. So, Andrew, he proposed to Mrs. Hoxie?
Yeah, Kate Canavino, the new future Mrs. Hoxie. Two great couple, and very excited for them as Andrew met her in the middle of a run out in the park and proposed to her. And fantastic couple. Blast wish them a lot of luck in their upcoming marriage.
Wait, so he met her on a run and proposed that same?
It was actually, well, Andrew, has a side business. He does some videography and camera work and drone running. He does some really cool stuff. And so he had it videotaped, and he had the camera set up. And so he was there waiting in the middle of a run, and she ran up and saw him standing there. He had the cameras all set up to record it and had a beautiful bed of flowers arranged in a heart to propose to her. The big smooth with a big heart there is a beautiful proposal, and it's visible on Instagram. If you follow the Blast on Instagram, you can see that story and see this wonderful proposal. And Andrew and Kate looking forward to starting their life together.
I got to admit, I'm a sucker for a good story like that. Look at this ball.
Oh, Vandergriff with a chance. Vandergriff might have been staggered. Ferdinand drilled him with that shot, knocked him to the floor, and then he had a chance on the other end.
Vandergriff still hasn't recovered from his bonehead mistake.
Williams trying to get as much water as he can.
He may be the best. I tell you what, if there's an all first league team for getting time out of a restart, the guy's all world at it.
Off the boards, broken up by Curiel. Nice carry. Dos Santos trying to work through it. Held in by Dantas. There's a wall called Curiel, taken away now by the Blast.
Good stepping again by Dos Santos.
10:35 to go in a 9-6 game.
Quick double team here. Nice job by Vinny to move his feet.
Well, and at this point, if you're the Blast, possession is as important as offense.
Guillermo Vega has checked in. That's still in play. Curiel comes along, but Benzella there. Now he's got to get back.
He's got to get back, and there was a change.
Santos in the box, just wide. Hoxie, rebound. Hoxie back into play.
Oh, Andrew.
Wow.
We're going to have an engagement goal.
Well, he was on his knees. Ferdinand, wide open, Curiel. Pokes it. Benzella plays it off the boards.
Might see a timeout here. No?
No, they go with it. Donatelli.
On a game this close in a field like this, I think you save your timeouts as much as you can here. Blast, especially with their season-long struggles against the sixth attacker.
Oh, that's a whole
Look at that
other
move.
element. Pereira in the box. Curiel steps in front of Donatelli. Andrew, that sixth attacker is a whole nother element now. Here's Healy. 9 minutes to play.
You're absolutely right, Gary. I mean, that's been a season-long struggle for the Blast, and we saw it in the game that Milwaukee lost here. Came back at the 3-goal deficit. The Blast just have struggled in sixth attacker defense, and it's been a season-long thing.
William Vanzella has gone down twice tonight.
There's a mistake.
Bad mistake by Santos. Gives the Blast a chance, top of the box.
My memory's correct. The Blast, it's been a long time since the Blast scored on one of these.
I think the Blast are going to call it. No, come on. They were taking their time for the play. There's a timeout. Yeah.
There it is.
Timeout Blast. 8:41 left. A 3-goal lead for the Blast. We'll keep it here. Well, what a night for William Vanzella. Hadn't played since mid-January. Has gone down twice tonight, Paul. 16 saves coming into the period.
He's just bad on a no. I'm guessing that Williams rooting for San Diego tonight only because if San Diego wins, it would give him an extra week.
Absolutely.
You know.
Officials timeout here. We'll take one too with 8:41 left.
When it comes to getting back in the game, there's only one team to turn to. The team more high school, collegiate, and professional athletes train and recover with. That team is MedStar Sports Medicine. For more than 30 years, MedStar has served as a leader in the diagnosis, treatment, and rehabilitation of orthopedic and sports-related injuries. Ranked among the top programs in the Maryland and Washington regions, we offer rapid access to athletes of all levels. Let the pros who treat the pros treat you. MedStar Sports Medicine.
Back at you here with 8:41 left to go. Blast on top of the wave, 9-6. Free kick Blast.
Oh, that's a nice setup. They got a good look there. It's a great save by Lemos.
Peruzzi denied by Lemos. Vanzella has a little trouble with it.
That's an interesting ball.
Still in play.
Why not, right?
Look at this. Setting up for Peruzzi.
Oh, he tried to go 5-hole, and he almost did.
Lemos closed it up on him.
That was a great settle by Dantas.
8 minutes left to go in regulation. This is the exact same score these two teams played to last time here.
Now look, Milwaukee's looking for a goal. That's what they need. They just need a goal to get themselves going again and get that momentum swing back.
Lemos down. He fell in the distribution, but the Blast unable to get offense out of it.
Blast winning a ball in the corner. Peruzzi pushed down, no call. Chamali. 1-on-2. Chamali with a save by Vanzella. 18 saves for Vanzella.
Dangerous spot here on the corner. Oh, here we go. Oh.
Leite wide of the mark.
That's a great setup by Ferdinand.
7:25 left to go in the Eastern Conference Championship. Pereira.
Oh, giveaway.
Diesel runs onto it twice. Pereira sends it back out.
Guys, we haven't noticed this, but Diaz in a goal. Lemos came out. He went to the bench. I'm trying to see where he is right now. It's off to the side, but Diaz in goal for Milwaukee.
Good call, Andrew.
Yeah, I'm actually on top of it here, Andrew. Lemos, he's getting his leg worked on by the trainer. He's on the floor, lying down now,
I see
stretching
his feet,
legs.
yeah,
Yes.
on the bench, yeah.
So Rafael Diaz, who played both games against Cedar Rapids, 7.5 goals against.
It's amazing with everything we saw, you would have thought that William wouldn't have made it through. It ends up being Lemos that comes out of the game first.
When I saw Lemos when he went down on that distribution, and you wonder if he's cramping up the way he's stretching right now.
Ferdinand, save, Vanzella, number 19.
Well, Max Ferdinand not known for going to his left. That's 2 straight.
Last forcing him to do so. Leite, that one wide of the mark. 6:10 left in regulation.
Interesting that Milwaukee going with the second goalie and not looking at the 6th attacker yet.
Good block by Mello.
Tried to leave it for Bennett up ahead. Sent out by Healy. Mello. Can he break out of that with Vandergrift? Blocked by Leite, intended for Pereira.
Oh, Leite looks tired.
Ferdinand. Broken up by Santana. Santana's got a man ahead of him. Pereira. Through the box by Leite.
That was a little dangerous.
Lemos is taking off his wrist tape. I think he's not done. I'll be surprised as he's pulling off the tape on his body.
Looks like they'll go with Diaz until they go 6th attacker. Nice move by Guilherme Vega. And now a foul called on DeSantos. It'll be a free kick, Milwaukee. 5:13 left to go.
Well, Diaz, no stranger to MASL soccer.
6th attacker jersey has been put on by Ricardinho.
Diaz, of course, was a Flow goaltender.
Last beat him up pretty good a couple years ago. 9-3 and 11-1.
This is always tough.
I think this is an opportunity where you put the 6th attacker on for the scoring opportunity.
Yeah, maybe here for the restart. Yep.
Yeah, and that's what they're going to do.
Ricardinho is the 6th attacker for Milwaukee. 5:12 to go on the Wave trail by 3. William Vanzella has been one of the big stories tonight. Missed the final 9 games in the regular season, 2 in the playoffs, came back from a torn groin without surgery, has gone down twice tonight, has needed the trainer's help, and in the meantime, he's put on 19 saves in 25 chances. Sixth attacker time for Milwaukee. Josh Lemos is done for the night. Gave up 9 goals, had 7 saves.
The 6th attacker for Milwaukee, number 10, Ricardinho.
Glass will pressure that. Mello and DeSantos. Milwaukee has to backtrack with 5 minutes left.
Tell me, the best way to defense the 6th attacker is to score.
They break in. Here's Matos. Curiel.
I think counterintuitively, Paul, the short field actually hurts the ability to score on the 6th attacker because you can't get that long shot off with the fear of the 3-line pass.
No, that's true.
Bennett trying to jump in there on a header, but it's too high for him. 4:30 left. And this will be a corner kick upcoming for Milwaukee. Leite will be on it for the Wave.
One-man wall for the Blast.
That's well defended.
Well, how about the Blast coaching staff? They called out before the play, watch the chip. It's coming across for the chip. I mean, they had the play ready to go the entire time.
There's Pereira inside for DeSantos.
Don't be shy. Shoot the ball. Well, they've eliminated 1 minute of this.
Less than 4 minutes to go.
Oh,
Healy.
Matos.
That's a good gamble by Healy, though. If you win that ball, you pretty much can end it. Especially if when you have the 3-goal cushion. Maybe a different story if you're up by 1.
Well, it's funny because before he didn't take the risk, now he takes the risk.
Right.
Different situations change the way you play, and that's what a veteran, a guy that's been in this situation for how many straight years?
Blast now 3 minutes away from going to another MASL final. They're 4th in a row in this league.
Nice ball.
Leite. Benzella.
Good help by William.
3 minutes to play.
Blast now knocked off 2 minutes.
His steal. 2-on-2. Donatelli and Mello. It's in there! Off of Ferdinand! 10-6 to Blast.
We'll give it to Mello. Again, just get it towards the box. Good things happening. That's what happened for the Blast there.
And this time it's a Blast goal against the 6th attacker.
Well, Paul said it, the best defense is a good offense. And the Blast scored their first shorthanded goal.
Mello's 3rd playoff goal this year. Mello's 10th, 11th in his career. Time of the goal, 12-10 of the 4th. It's a 10-6 lead for the Blast. Here's Ferdinand for Milwaukee.
Still plenty. I know this sounds crazy. Still plenty of time.
Oh, way too much time. Ian Bennett and Max Ferdinand can score that by themselves. I mean, this is a great team. This is a team with 2 first-team.
Josh Limo's back on the field.
And look at that.
Wow.
That's an interesting strategy, too. I wonder if they think offensively he can help them and spell. Wow, that's an interesting strategy.
Bennett. Kicked out by Greenfield.
If you're Milwaukee, you just have to get as many shots on target as you can.
2 minutes left to play.
Lemos is staying on.
He's going to hit it. Nope.
Don't understand the thought process in having him there. It's 2 minutes left. Season's over.
Well, maybe he's playing the 6th attacker.
Well, if he was, he needed to do a better job of pressing up there than he did on that last offensive possession.
Well, here he comes now.
He's going to run off.
He was just trying to give Roy Cardinho a rest.
1:30 left. Wide of the mark. 4-goal lead for the Blast. They're moments away from their 9th consecutive championship appearance.
Good block there. 73 seconds.
Corner kick, Milwaukee.
I'll say at this point, guys, Paul, I wasn't ready to call it earlier, but it would be a miracle.
Well, I like to see it get under a minute.
Whoa,
Bennett missed that. That's huge.
Curiel. 1 minute left.
Wayne will milk this one and call timeout, most likely.
36 seconds left to go and a 4-goal lead for the Blast. Milwaukee had it to 7-6, Paul, after 3 quarters, and it looked like the Wave, the momentum was with them.
And one defensive breakdown
by Chad Vandergriff.
Played the ball into the box. Dantas took advantage. Kind of got the Blast back on their feet.
That really was a game changer, no doubt about it. If the Blast hold on for the final 36 seconds, it'll be their 8th straight run at a championship.
And 11 out of 12.
It's really amazing.
Boy, this game's had a lot, huh?
It's had everything.
Goalkeeper intrigue to start.
Goalkeeper intrigue before the game.
Guys, as this winds down, let's thank the crew, too, for all the fantastic work. New arena, learning here. Great team, all the camera crew. Staff back in the, that one goes through.
Inside the post. Yeah, it's been a great season. This will be our final game. The Blast will take to the road for the MASL Championship. They're going to win the Eastern Conference here. They'll go undefeated at home. This one is in the books. The Blast have beaten the Wave again. It's official. The Blast are the Eastern Conference champions. They'll await the winner of Monterey and San Diego.
What a battle tonight.
Look at Lucas Roque on the field hugging his teammates. Pereira, Healy.
Major credit to the Milwaukee Wave for their comeback in the third quarter. Fell down at halftime. Almost came all the way back. Set cut it to 7-6. Just couldn't quite get over the hump.
At 7-6, you could envision a much different outcome from what we have here tonight. But the Blast were able to come back and score 3 unanswered in the fourth. And again, we go back to the Chad Vandergriff.
Yeah,
mistake.
The play in the corner was definitely costly. I mean, I don't want to pin it all on him. I mean,
No.
geez, you know.
You got a hat trick from Dantas tonight. Mello, 2 goals, 2 assists. Rayleigh had 2 big assists.
Here's a save of the game. Left foot by Ferdinand, and William, one of his, over 20 saves?
He had 16 coming into the quarter. And what about Vanzella? What a performance tonight. Only played 13 games this year, and he still made honorable mention MASL.
I mean, it's going to take an army to get him out of the goal tonight, right? Regardless.
Ed Hale on the floor congratulating his team. Ed Hale, Marcio Liete exchanging hugs. Ferdinand and David Bascom exchanging hugs. The Eastern Conference will send the Blast to the final. Blast beat the Wave 10-6. One game, winner take all.
Here, let me go in the middle. And I'll do you go off. And I'll turn that.
Let's head downstairs. Andrew Primrose with our players of the game. Andrew?
All right, guys. Waiting for Gary here.
Andrew, go ahead.
Yeah, all right. We're waiting on Gary here as we're going to talk over him. So here with William Vanzella. William, where you been, man? How you been doing?
The feeling is amazing. I really can't describe. I miss this too much.
So incredible rehab. We saw the struggles. We did an interview a couple weeks ago where you talked about all that you went through to come back in here. You wanted to go last week. You held out and you come back here. What is this feeling, and you described, indescribable, what does it feel like to be on this field right now?
First of all, I want to thank God, all the glory to Jesus that put me back on the field. I never lost faith, and I knew it would be hard, but I had the support from the Baltimore Blast. I had my teammates, and I have incredible support from Ed Starr, our trainer Heather, and Brian did an incredible job to put me back on the field. I had cramp since the third quarter, and it was really hard for me to come back. I still not 100%, I'm not even close, but my mindset is 200%, and I couldn't be out. I missed this too much, and all the Baltimore Blast fans, I want to thank you guys so much. It's incredible feeling to play here. I missed this way too much, and we're going to go to another championship.
Fantastic, William. I know you want to get back in the locker room and get that preamble treated. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, thank you. Love you guys.
All right, we'll talk with the offensive stars as we talked about the defensive stars. I'm going to start with Vinny. Last week, you and I had the same conversation in the same place, and you looked over at me like you were promoting a wrestling match, and you said, we wanted Milwaukee. You got Milwaukee. How does it feel?
Feels amazing. If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. Milwaukee is one of the top teams in the league, so we wanted them, and we proved tonight that we deserve to move on.
On a personal note, you and I talked about this a little bit. Left off the all-league team. I know that's something that's not personally pointing to you, and that you're a championship guy, but talk a little bit about what that meant to you and part of the team philosophy you have here.
I've been here for 4 years, never been named to the MASL all team or whatever, but I've been to 4 championships, and that's what I care about.
How about that? Vinny Datas, congratulations. And Melo, how about you, man? Coming in tonight, fantastic performance, assist, and you picked up the second goal. Talk about this environment and stepping into a field like this against a game like that and having one of your best games as a Blast player.
Yeah, so play at home, especially these games now, semi-final, a single game. I think the advantage to play at home with all these fans here, was a huge advantage for us. So thank you for all the fans that come support us. I have a friend that come all the way from Brazil just to watch that game. So Thiago, thank you for coming. And the feeling is amazing.
Fantastic. I want to talk real quick about another Brazilian that was here tonight. Daniel Peruzzi coming in. Guy stepped up big time in the playoffs. Talk a little bit about how good he's playing right now.
Yeah, so I know Daniel Peruzzi since in Italy, because we play together. So, I'm really happy, for how he's been playing for this last game. He's been step up, and, it's not about one single player. The Blast are about the whole team, the whole family. Every game, one player come a little bit more, but everybody's important on the team.
All right, well, fantastic. Congratulations, Melo, and good luck in the championship.
Thank you. Thank you.
Paul, I love the way he calls him Melo.
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
Melo.
Hey, Melo. Hey, how about that answer by Vinny Dantas?
I'll take the championship.
But look, here's the thing.
Guys, we're going to jump back in. We got Ian Bennett here, so we'll do a little interview down here with Ian Bennett. He's kind enough to stay afterwards. So, Ian, there we go. Obviously not the result you wanted. You had a great season, tied the Blast in the regular season record. I want to talk about, for you guys coming in, one of the things you talked about after your last game here was not allowing the Blast to get off to a fast start. You felt like that was, what hurt you in the last game, and the Blast were able to do it again. Why were they able to get off to such a fast start again on you?
Yeah, man, these guys just keep coming, man. These guys don't stop, man. They're obviously back-to-back champs. They're probably going to three-peat. They got another level, man. They don't stop. They keep going. It doesn't matter if you get up, you get down. These guys play one way, and they got that killer instinct, man. And we fell short again, but, all kudos to them, man. They worked hard. The fans brought it, and they got it done again tonight.
I understand Milwaukee fans are back in Milwaukee at a viewing party right now, all gathered around. We know the league, they're one of the best fan bases in the league. What do you want to say to those fans sitting back watching you right now?
Massive, man. I heard there was like almost 200 plus there, man. They've been supporting us all year long. That's why we're so good at home. And without them, man, we're nothing, man. But we couldn't get it done today, man, and I feel so bad for them all back home cheering us on, and we came up short. We're going to hopefully regroup for next year and try to get it done because it's getting old, man. Baltimore keeps whooping us, and I know some guys are getting sick of it, but we'll regroup and we'll stay positive, and we'll keep getting it done.
All right, you guys had been out of the playoffs for a couple years, kept running into that Kansas City buzzsaw, now 2 years in a row with Baltimore. You feeling good about next year with guys coming back next year? You think you guys are going to be in a position to be competitive again?
Yeah, we always do. You know, with the guys, the core guys, as usual, the veterans. We got some of the best players in the league, man. We just got to put it together for all 4 quarters, man, and we can get it done. But, you know, every time, if you don't bring it in the playoffs, if you slip up 1 quarter, it could cost you the game. And that's what I think it did today.
I really appreciate you taking the time to come over here tonight. I know it wasn't the result you wanted, but I'll tell you what, that was one heck of an entertaining game. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you, the league. Hey, it's been crazy. It's been fun, man. Let's just keep it going.
Fantastic. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Andrew, thank you. Ian Bennett, one of the great guys in the game,
Oh,
and he said it well.
Again, we talked about it. You know, that comeback, you know, most teams probably fold that third quarter down 7-3. You know what's going to happen, but they battled. They got one early, and then they got too late. And they kept fighting, and they got to 7-6. And they just kept coming at the blast. Just couldn't quite get there. But an outstanding game tonight. But back to Vinny Dantas, you know, that's the mindset here. When you talk about what he said, nobody scores 50 goals. Nobody scores 70 goals. There's no Frank Tayu 70-goal seasons here because you get it from everywhere. Everybody works as a team, and you get your scoring. How many games do we do where there's 8 different goal scorers,
Absolutely.
right?
Every game.
Right. And so, you know, that's what this system's all about. And you know, if you want to come here and you want to win, you know, you're going to have to maybe sacrifice some personal things. You know, you're not going to get to score 50 goals, but hey, you get to win a championship. What do you want to do?
And how about Vinny? I mean, that's exactly what he said.
I
It's
guarantee
incredible.
most guys, you strap on the polygraph and you ask them, they're going to tell you, I'd rather have a championship, right?
I would hope so. Andrew, great job downstairs. Great season. Thank you so much. I guess he's not there. Anyway, for Paul Mittermeier and Andrew Primrose and the rest of our crew, thank you everybody for joining us. This will be our final game tonight.
Hey guys, real quick, before we go off, we got Ed Hales down here. He's going to jump on and talk to you guys real quick.
Okay.
We got 2 seconds here, so I'm going to turn the mic over to Ed.
Mr. Hale.
Hello.
Mr.
Ed.
Hale, congratulations. Ed, can you hear
Yes.
us?
Hello, I'm here.
Ed, can you still hear us? All right, looks like we're having some technical difficulty with Ed Hale, which is a shame.
I can't hear anything.
I wanted to hear how Ed was feeling at the end of the third quarter because they did a nice job coming back. You know, we talked to them at halftime. Did a nice job coming back, but ultimately, the guys got it done.
Let's try one more time. Ed, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Ed, just a question that Paul was just asking. I mean, congratulations, obviously. But how were you feeling after quarter number 3 when Milwaukee had cut it to 1?
Well, I was a little bit nervous, but, you know, with Milwaukee and Syracuse, you can never really count anybody out. But we just kept on hustling and pushing, and we finally got them. We did. And it was a very difficult game because they came up, they were beating us to the ball in the third quarter, but then we picked up the pace.
Ed, does it ever get old? I mean, you've been in this position now for 8 years in a row.
Pardon me?
Does
I
it
missed
ever
that.
get old?
Go ahead.
This is your 8th straight championship appearance.
Well, every year, you know, it's the only thing that we want to do is win it for Baltimore. And there's a big motivation with our players. Danny Kelly, certainly, Kevin Healy, our whole staff. Everybody wants to win, period. It's really, that's our motivation. We want to put on a good show here, which we have in CQ Arena. And I think that we can only build on what's happened here and get it even better for next year. But we have one more big game, and we're looking forward to see who we're going to play Sunday.
Absolutely. Monterey or San Diego. Any preference at this point, Ed?
What's that?
Any preference?
No, I actually, I like going to Mexico when we play, and I love San Diego. We'll play anybody. We don't care. We really, truly do not care. I think you guys know that.
Absolutely. Ed,
All right, Ed, if you end up going to Monterey, ask them to bring back the halftime show
Oh, my God.
with the professional wrestler, the balance beam, and the free T-shirts.
All right, deal.
Fabulous.
I'll get you a sombrero, too.
That's right.
Thank you, Ed.
It is the
Sure.
greatest halftime show I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
It is.
Can't wait to go.
In the history of sports. Ed, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Championship, the Blast. 10, Milwaukee 6 tonight. They're back in the MASL Championship. For everybody involved, thank you so much. I'm Gary Stein. We'll see you next year.